How's everyone this afternoon? And hopefully you guys are doing well no matter where you are in the world. This is episode 202 of the Bisimoto Tech2sDay, and I'm here in a beautiful facility. Look behind me. Look at this. Look how gorgeous it is from photographs up top to a 718 beautiful Spider, a classic 911, and right here just a beautiful modernized Porsche. It's so amazing. And I'm here at Porsche Ontario, the place I go to for parts, service, and to buy new automobiles. And so much love here so quickly. Thank you so much. Hello, C5Ray. Good afternoon. Robert Garcia Riza. Good seeing you as well. Uy Parse. Good afternoon. I'm doing well. Loving life here in Ontario, which is pretty nice. Nice, cool day today. Not too warm, not too cold. It's just right. Hello, 722 Motoring. Hi, I'm Hung. What's up to you as well? I'm here in Porsche Ontario. Beautiful dealership. This is a state-of-the-art facility. Fairly new. I remember when I first saw the sign, there's a Porsche dealership in Ontario. I was like, what? How did I not know that? My facility is right down the street, and they have everything here. Parts, service, sales. Amazing facility. Absolutely gorgeous. And the ability for me to charge my car whenever I need to. Hello, Kay Thorpe. Good afternoon as well. I know they're pretty nice. You know what's so cool about these photographs? They were taken at Ontario Airport. So these are cars that were from this particular dealership. And those cars were photographed at an airport right nearby here. And I'm going to do something there very soon. Hopefully it should be pretty cool. When's the next Porsche build? It's going on right now. I have a couple of them. And you'll be pleased to know one petrol and one EV. So yes, we have quite a bit coming very, very soon. Cindy714, yay, good seeing you. Cindy gave me a hard time because I wasn't here last week. Because I was very ill actually, but I'm feeling much better. So Cindy, thanks so much for looking out for me. For those of you who don't remember, Cindy714 is an amazing individual who hired me into pharma. And it's been a very much a blessing to my life indeed, you know. Love your background of all Porsches, says the King DA6. Are my first love. Thanks so much. You have impeccable taste, sir. Is this a teaser? A little bit. So you guys know what I love doing, right? I love infusing modern technology into older vehicles. So that being said, yes, it's a little sign of things to come, by all means. Okay. What's up, Big Red 4588? Good seeing you indeed. Thanks for joining. Greece is in the house, courtesy of Steveros. How do you say that? Periorelis. Cool name. Nate, MK 7.5. My day is great. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a beautiful day here in Ontario. I'm a beautiful dealership surrounded by wonderful cars and a great staff. So one good thing about the Porsche dealership here is that they can ship anywhere, whether it's parts or even if you want to buy a car. So if you go to their website, you can find cars online. They're amazing. They have everything from 911s to Taycans to Macans. I see a few Boxsters out there, a few Caymans. Wow, there's a Panamera out there as well. There's newer and older 911s. It's everything here. So if you take a look and see what you need, they're extremely knowledgeable when it comes to this. There's a gorgeous 997 Turbo right next to me here, guys. And then it's just beautiful cars everywhere. Just absolutely amazing. Panamera there, Spider, classic 911, so much. And they have customers in here buying cars as we speak. Grateful as always, says Uparsa. Of course I am. Thank you so much. Welcome, EJ1 Anthony. Sergio Martin Design. Good afternoon and greetings. Hopefully you're doing well. Haven't been on this live since August. Kate Thorpe, you missed a lot. We've been talking about everything from government affairs to mental health to the environment and how we can eat our cake and have it too when it comes to modifications. We talked about high compression, how that helps, internal combustion engines and how they are glorified energy converters. We talked about the future mobility, human automobile interface. We've talked about so much. So welcome. A lot has happened, but more to come. Which Porsche? Oh, some great questions. Which Porsche is your next plan in purchasing? I have one on order actually. I have a Taycan Turbo S on order, blue one. So that's the one I have, and of course at this dealership. Greetings from South Africa, says Clinty Head. Good seeing you. A big fan of yours. Keep bringing out the best of engineering. Thank you so much. The best is yet to come. Dan Solis says hi from Faye and me in Texas. Thank you so much. Texas is cool. I'm telling you, I had the F1 race I went to not too long ago in Austin. What a great state. People there are so friendly. I had a blast. So thank you, Dan Solis, for joining, and say hi to Faye as well. DA Motorsports, how have you been, sir? We have so much to catch up on. My goodness. Oh, speaking of Austin, Steel Calf says greeting from Austin. Good seeing you indeed. Thanks so much for joining, my friend. Ooh, yay! Says Ignatius 5K. Greetings indeed. Was worried about you last week. Glad you're feeling better. I was really messed up. Didn't I say I broke my streak because I was really, really out of it last week. But I'm much better, kids. Dennis Salem. Thank you so much. Need to get with you soon. Miss wrenching with you. I agree, DM. So much is going on. The shop is full. Like their car is pouring out the back bay door. It's so packed. Yes, let's get together soon. So much has happened. Some great, some not so great, but so much has happened. It is cool, BC, because, says Porsche 24, as you see jet fighters in the scene. So cool, yep. Courtesy of the local international airport. Hi, I'm Hung says, what are my thoughts on the new Integra? So, here are my thoughts indeed. I hear what people are saying. I hear what all of you said when I posted it up on my feed, that some people thought that it was a disgrace to the name, that it's bloated, it's ugly. So here are my thoughts. Cars nowadays to compete have to be much larger. So I'm not surprised that Integra is a much larger Integra. Based on sales, I'm not surprised the 4-door came out before the coupe. But even though the look I'm okay with, for many of us, there's an opportunity for customization. And I say from aesthetics, definitely from, an opportunity for an Integra Type R to come out soon, from engine management solutions, from engine modifications. As a matter of fact, I have no objection pulling myself out of semi-retirement when it comes to ICEs and playing with that one to be able to create some products for it. So that being said, I think it's not a bad vehicle at all, and I think it has a lot of potential to be a very embraced vehicle. And here's the thing that I constantly see. Whether it's with the Civic, I remember what happened when the 8th gen Civic came out. People were screaming bloody murder. Then the 9th gen Civic, oh my god, the most horrible Civic, I hate it. It did well. 10th gen, same thing. Now we're in 11th gen. So it's like, people always have something to say, but I think it has a lot of opportunity. I think it has a lot of opportunity to do some great things with. So, I guess the jury's still out on this one. I love the fact that they revived the Integra name. I think the car has potential to really embrace that name and make it, really part of that entire generational family. But I think we need to give it a chance for not only the manufacturer, but also the aftermarket to do their thing. So we all can customize them and have a lot of fun and join with the long lineage of Integra's legacy. Finish line powder coating, welcome. Good seeing you indeed. Would love to step it up from Honda to Porsche, but gotta make more money first. T-Fish, you're absolutely correct. Now, the one thing that I like about both brands, about Honda and Porsche, is that Porsches are extremely reliable. I mean, from a balance perspective, the flat 6 and the 911s are amazing. You think of the flat 6, how it exists, it's like a flat engine with 3 pistons on one side, 3 on the other, and they kind of oppose in motion, creating a very balanced and unique sounding engine. And with that balance comes the lack of need for any type of harmonic balancers on the crankshaft. You don't need an A-type dampener or pulley or anything of that nature. It's just really, really amazing. And allows for very interesting packaging as well, which is really good. But Porsches have been the most reliable vehicles that I have seen outside of the Japanese Honda market. So I love it, and the engineering is very solid and allows us to do a lot of great things. So please, by all means, it's a great goal to have. Take it and make it happen. DJ Ramarov, greetings. I was in your neck of the woods the other day. DJ, I was in San Diego with the family. Thank you so much for joining. Good day to you as well. Big Red, thank you so much. Yes, sir, indeed. Luis, thanks for the shirt. So, guys, I'm going to have to represent the shirt. I'm going to put a post up in the upcoming future. Luisito Ruiz gave me this beautiful shirt that says Merry Thickness. It's like the perfect Porsche shirt because it has the 935X, the one we built for RevSec, my good friend Rod, on the front, and it's a very nice wide-bodied 935, and he said Merry Thickness with 3 C's. It's pretty tongue-in-cheek, very fun, very funny. So that being said, thank you, Luis, for that. I'm going to represent big time. I appreciate you providing that for me. Beautiful Porsche V6, actually more like a H6 or flat 6 instead of a V. So instead of most V engines, as you can imagine, it was a V4, V6, or V8. Coming in a V configuration, could be as now as, God, I've seen 30 degrees, as wide as maybe 90, maybe even wider, depending. But a flat 6 is like an H. So people call it flat 6, some people call it H6 or H4s, you may have heard that. Yeah, by all means. Future is turbo diesel, says Italian LV. I would love to agree with you, but if we look at what the manufacturers are doing and where they're focusing their efforts, including Porsche, it's really going towards 2 major divides: electrification and fuels, primarily petrol-based fuels that are synthetic. So that being said, turbo diesel are starting to be looked at as dirty fuels still, especially after Dieselgate with VW. So that being said, I don't see that. I get you, but I really think it's going towards cleaner burning petrol-based fuels and also, how should I say, electrification. CB Ferrari, hello Chris Borser, good seeing you. For those of you who don't know CB Ferrari, he's a good friend who I've known ever since, wow, we used to go to South Bay Mercedes for service, and he was a great service manager there. Now he's with South Bay Ferrari, great individual, hardcore enthusiast. I don't know if you still have your Corvette or what you're doing nowadays, but thank you so much for the kind words. Says, glad to see you're still kicking ass with innovation. Thank you so much, and the best is yet to come, you know. She's boarding her block and says hi back. Wonderful, Dan Solis. Thank you so much. Tonight I miss her very much. She's a great girl indeed. Okay, oh my God, so much love here. I appreciate that indeed. Tell Porsche to cook chicken bake up with the GT4 RS. That car is awesome. I'll see what I can do. I don't know if they listen to me, DJ Stunts, but I'll see what I can do. Great point. Thank you for the input, BC. My pleasure indeed. Hi, I'm Hung. Who do you think is on top of the game for hybrid power vehicles? Formula One. I mean, honestly, from back in the day with the Curve system to what they have nowadays, I was just talking to Mark up here. Mark is the general manager here, Mark Marchant. Hardcore enthusiast, excellent driver and instructor. We're talking about, motorsports and his take on the future of motorsports and, his observations with Formula E and all that good stuff and Formula One. And he made a very good point. Formula One vehicles have the most stringent emissions coming out of them, cleaner than road-going vehicles, and they're also very efficient hybrids. So that being said, I think that Formula One is really on top of the game. Now, when you talk about manufacturers themselves and who's really doing a great job, I guess Hyundai, Toyota, they're really knocking out of the park when it comes to hybrid technology. And when it comes to leading the front in terms of EV technology, these guys at Porsche are really doing some crazy stuff and really going to push forward and even by 2030 getting the 911 to be full electric. So I hope that helps. I wish I was in Texas, says C63 420. I can't fly, eat controlling people like crazy in Canada. Really? I didn't know that. I thought Canada was pretty relaxed. Hello, Ashton Campbell. Good day. Good seeing you as well. D Fish must be referring to that Integra. He says the shape is ugly, doesn't look sporty. Well, I beg to differ. I mean, look, the one they showed, okay, it was yellow. I would have chosen a different color, but yellow is cool. It's very brilliant, very bright. But imagine that nice four-door slammed. It would look pretty good. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. It really does. But I appreciate your input by all means. What is the fastest car you've built? In terms of speed, you may call this crazy. And the speed that I've verified, I would probably say it was the BK Genesis I built for Hyundai in 2013. That had 1,100 horsepower. And we did some half-mile racing with that. In terms of quickness, if you mean fast in terms of quick, I guess my inside was pretty fast, but then the K3V, this kind of shape of the K3V, that thing 0 to 60 in 20 seconds, it's pretty freaking fast. So those are some of the fastest cars I built in terms of acceleration and also top speed. When I see that you include your magic to the new Integra, I'll love it even more. That's my goal. Once I believe you're saying, once I do my magic to Integra. So we're going to talk to the Acura. You know what? That reminds me of Porsche. I need to send an email out today to you guys at Acura. So maybe something will happen. By all means. So thank you so much for the kind words. Wonder when and if it will be added to Forza 5. Totally up to Microsoft. Totally up to them indeed. Virginia Beach is in the house, courtesy of Senior Pizza 79. Thank you for joining. I'm here in Ontario at this lovely facility. It's beautiful. Look at it. It's gorgeous here. There's sales, there's service, there's pots. They have, my God, beautiful cars here. I'm right next to it. I need to do a walk around when I leave. Let's do a walk around, guys, before I leave. And we'll take a look and see what vehicles are here. But it's absolutely gorgeous indeed. But thank you for joining, Senior Pizza 79. I appreciate you. Porsches are amazing. I agree with you, Borga and D714. I agree with that. Oh, Alex is here. West Coast Alex is my friend who was a teammate for many, many years, racing with, initially Team Matrix and then 400M. We used to be Matrix years ago. And then the movie came out. And I wanted Matrix as a name because it made sense. I was studying, what was I studying there? I think it was that advanced calculus, or was it? I'm trying to remember what exact class it was, but we studied polynomials and matrices, And I thought of it, as an aggregate of numbers that starts very small and goes to something very strong. And I felt that was very good for our team because we started with a couple people, and it became this very large racing team. And I thought Matrix was a perfect name. And then so we had Team Matrix for years. And the logo, if you remember, Alex, was my handwriting where I just wrote out Matrix, because I just wrote it out on a piece of paper when I used to work at Circuit City. And I scanned it, and that became our sticker. Then the movie The Matrix came out, and then everyone was Matrix, and then I just, okay, we gotta change the name. So we changed the 400M, which is like 400 meters, which was a quarter mile, what we used to race with back in the day. So it's pretty cool. So Alex says he loves the Porsche Gran Turismo wagon. Me too. I need to put a post up. I had the opportunity, thanks to Porsche Ontario, to attend the most recent private event at the LA Convention Center for the LA Auto Show, courtesy of Porsche. And Porsche Ontario got me access to that event. And they had a beautiful Mamba Green Taycan Turbo Gran Turismo wagon. That thing was gorgeous, guys. I'm going to post that in the next few moments. It's amazing indeed. So I agree with you. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I need to get this vehicle. And just, it's beautiful. And then the cargo space in the rear was amazing. It was pretty freaking fast. It was just, I love it. Keep it posted on Pure Audio for me, says DJ Ramirafi. I will, by all means, sir, by all means. Much love, BC, says Kenny USL. Thank you, Kenny. Back to you as well. Cien to Cien, cool name. Muscle out to you as well. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness. What's up? I follow you from Netflix, which are Honda, I think. Thank you so much, Marco Buddha. So we have a couple of shows on Netflix. We did the one known as Fastest Car with the van, Odyssey. It was a very nice, how should I say, reality TV show. We had another one, Hyperdrive, where Rutledge was one of the hosts. It was really a fantastic interaction. I had the opportunity of being a technical team leader for one of the teams out there, and we had a blast filming that in New York. But thank you so much, and welcome to my 202nd Tech2sDay. Appreciate that indeed. For electric, yes, Hennessy DC2, it's coming. Turbo diesel? Nah, I agree with you, Bergen D714. I concur. Just jumped on, says Baylor Clifford. Forgive me, but welcome. But I'm here in beautiful Ontario. It's kind of bright, nice, not too hot, not too cold, but I'm in a lovely facility. This facility is Porsche Ontario. It's absolutely gorgeous. State-of-the-art facility. I'm in their showroom. There are tons of beautiful cars. I'm going to do a walk around in a moment, so bear with me. For those of you on YouTube, forgive me. But they have a beautiful service bay in the rear. They have a lovely parts department where they can ship anywhere in the country, dare I say anywhere in the world. And they get things to me like that. If I order something in time in the morning, I can have it in the afternoon. And they'll deliver to me. So if you have a shop anywhere near the greater 951-909 area, they'll deliver to you, which is pretty cool. And then if you have any challenges with your automobile, no matter where you're in the country, they can definitely take care of you. Or if you're looking for something unique, you don't have to be in Southern California, you don't have to be in California, you don't have to even be on the West Coast. You can go on Porsche Ontario's website, take a look at their inventory, and order vehicles. I just saw 2 trucks leave. They ship all around the country, and dare I say, they can ship overseas as well. So I love these guys. They are on their game. Senior Pizza 79 says, my man, super smart. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. Electric and high-octane synthetic fuels. I agree with you, Bergen. Even though those fuels are starting to be proven not to have very high caloric content, meaning compared to Dino or organic petrol, the synthetics don't, without any additional oxygenates, don't have the same energy density, so they don't make the same power. But nowadays, we can add oxygenates to fuel, right? So it's no big deal. I'm sure it can make it, the manufacturers, especially Porsche, BP, will make it even more superior to what you can dig out of the ground, which is pretty cool. Good morning, Sleeperverse Flash. Good seeing you. It's always great seeing you here. What do you think is better, mechanical engineering or computer engineering? It depends, Ashton Campbell, on what your goals are. And what do I mean by that? You have to be passionate about your curriculum. It's very important to do that. It's important to be extremely passionate about your curriculum. It means the world. So it depends. But let's say that you love mechanical engineering and design as much as you love computer engineering. In my opinion, you can do extremely well with either one. However, computer engineering does have applications that can expand further than what you may see with mechanical. So mechanical engineering, you can work with refineries, you can work in OEM manufacturers, you can have your own facility design components, you can work in different plants, you can do quite a bit. But computer engineering, wow, you can go with tech outside of things automotive or mechanical. You can do wonderful things with coding. You can create amazing software. You can do, there's so much more you can do. So it depends on what your passion is. But Ashton Campbell, you are probably the one who can really answer that question for yourself. Where do I find more affinity? Do I find affinity for being able to design and build components from raw materials into useful products? Or am I really in tune with doing a lot of zeros and ones and creating programming and maybe even the hardware that are more in tune with computers? It depends. You couldn't go wrong with either one, but please stay creative and stay passionate. I am Batman. I'm Batman. 0809 says, hello, what's up, BC? Hello, sir. I'm here in Ontario. Thank you so much. Is there a small generator with big enough range extend an EV truck conversion? I'm thinking about a 500-mile combined range. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, there's so many things you can do. Let's see. One thing I did notice with vehicles that have some kind of backup generator or backup setup is that the power output is not very high, because the power output, as you can imagine, the higher it is, the more heavier the power plant has to be. So yes, there are options out there. You can look at what other manufacturers have done, from BMW and even General Motors, to get an idea to be able to do that. If you're thinking about 500 miles, you can do that with batteries alone, but a generator to be able to give you some kind of opportunity to add fuel and continue can be done. So yeah, it can be. Karma is another company you can look at that did something very unique with their different automobiles as well. So no problem whatsoever. It can be done indeed. We gotta catch up, brother, says Chris. I agree with you, sir. Thank you so much. Why doesn't Porsche join F1? I'll find out. I'll find out for you. I don't know offhand. I really don't know. Is there a small generator? Oh, we talked about that. Sorry, Kids Dentist Salem. All right, answer your question. Thank you, Hennessy DC2. Appreciate that. So much great. Oh my goodness. What was your first coilover setups? Asked Hennessy DC2. Please don't laugh. But it was something from, what was the name of the company? It wasn't iBock. Oh my God. Ground Control. Ground Control. Ground Control was my very first coilover setup. And the ground control setup I had, I hope it was the original, I'm not sure if it was just a setup with a sleeve. And the sleeve was, how should I say, had threads on it. There's a hollow sleeve with threads and a spring. So what I did on my CRX was, if I want a coilover setup, I retained my original conies, which I had as shocks on the car, put the sleeve over instead of a sole spring set, and I was able to use that to adjust, to raise and lower my vehicle. So that's my very first coilover setup. And as time progressed, I connected with the guys from Progress Suspension, and they became my go-to for many years. So if you remember my CRX, it had Progress on it. My Insight has Progress on it. The CRZ had Progress on it. Even my Hyundai Ioniqs had Progress on it. And so when I got into Porsches, they didn't do Porsche stuff, so I went to KW. So I still have a lot of my vehicles in-house that are on Progress Suspension, but on my Porsches and my German vehicles, I do tend to opt for KW, which is pretty cool. Amazing stuff indeed. Can't wait to see it happen. It'll be epic, says Uy Parse. Appreciate that indeed, by all means. Were you sick from booster? No, I didn't take the booster shot. I was really running myself ragged. I haven't been sleeping a lot recently, and it finally caught up with me, and I was just out of it. But no, I don't have the booster yet. Cindy, I know, coming from you, I probably need to do it. I know. How do you think your EV Porsche would do a race against the Tesla Plaid? Mid-grade motoring, I'll be 100% honest with you. The Plaid would kill me. It would totally be faster than my car. I mean, bear in mind that was the very first electric Porsche or electric vehicle I ever built. And it is amazing. I mean, the Plaid is faster to me 0 to 60. The K3V is rear-wheel drive. The Plaid is all-wheel drive. I mean, it just has so much advantage. But I plan on building a Plaid killer in the next year. So that being said, hang tight. It's coming. But the K3V, not quite yet. Hang tight. I have something coming. Z31 Rose, good seeing you. Thank you so much for joining this afternoon as well. And I'm here once again in Porsche, Ontario. Beautiful facility. Absolutely gorgeous. Great staff. Extremely knowledgeable. Whether it's parts, service, or vehicles, whether you're in California or outside of California, they can help you, which is great. So Peter said, I wish I had half the knowledge you have. You are too kind, but you know what? You can surpass me. So here's some of the things I did growing up. My father, very kind man, got me Encyclopedia Britannica back in the 80s, and he made me read, not made me, but he encouraged me, and I did it with vigor, read every page from A to Z, or A to Z, as we say back home. I read every page and did extremely well with it and memorized so much. I just knew so much of it. So that helped me tremendously with my knowledge, and I love Jeopardy because of it. But as I come here to the United States and I get older, I've always had this mantra, which is pretty cool, I think, where I want to retire every evening knowing more than I woke up with. So I am constantly on this evolution of getting better every day and retiring by getting knowledge as much as I can. So I'm an Audible freak. I read almost every day. Even when I'm driving, I have an audiobook on, trying to learn. Because, I mean, guys, for real, I mean, what is education if not accumulation of other people's experiences? So if I'm going to experience being a better person, being a better mate, being a better father, just being a better employer, employee, being a better partner, I'm all about it. So that's my thing. So yes, Signor Pizza, you can do it too. You can become better by reading every day. And, I mean, good stuff, of course. Not rubbish, but good stuff, you know? No way you're here in Toronto. Welcome, bro. I'm sorry, DJ B Stans. I misled you. I'm in Ontario, California. I wouldn't be in a t-shirt if I was up north in Toronto. But I appreciate that. So I'm sorry. I should have made it clear. Guys, I'm in Ontario, California at this beautiful Porsche Ontario facility. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I promise you guys this in a few moments. I'm going to do a walk around and show you some of the beautiful things here. It's so freaking cool. So amazing. Hello, S2 Boost. Good seeing you. Hopefully you've been doing well. JR Metalwork says, what's up, BC? Much love from the hood. Love back to you out there in the hood. Stay safe, brother. Good seeing you indeed. Why did you discontinue the F2D kit? Says that pink boosted EJ, who I think I wrote to you and let you know that it was discontinued. Demand. There was just lack of demand. So for those of you who don't know this, I was creative enough to have the very first Honda, for drag racing in particular, adapter plate system. So the adapter plate kits, all the H2Ds, H2Bs, all the stuff came from yours truly because it was really to solve a problem. That's what we engineers do, right? And the problem was this. I had a very expensive D-Series gearbox. Very expensive, well, expensive for me at the time. I had a Mugen final drive that I got from King Motorsports, and that final drive cost me $2,000 in the 90s, okay? And I had the need to go from my D-Series to a larger F-Series engine. And I didn't want to put a Prelude transmission in there because mating the Prelude transmission to the F22A would have been just amazing. But it required me to cut up my CRX and I didn't want to do that. So I thought, okay, why don't I leave the gearbox, the D-Series gearbox, in my CRX in the same factory position, but adapt a larger engine? And I did some measurements, very crude measurements, and like, it will fit without cutting anything. So that's good. And that's how it came to be. So I drew it up. Had my good friend Barry from Trump Pistons, cut up the plate for me. Had my friends from Action make the first flywheel, and boom, that became it. That became the advent of the adapter plate system. And in normal BC fashion, it was the Honda H and F series to D series gearbox adapter plate system. And then there was demand for me to do a B series. I did a B series. I got knocked off, which is pretty normal in the Honda world. But you know what? One good thing the knockoff guys did for me was they gave it the name. They gave the name H2B and H2D. So that was kind of cool that the guys who knocked me off came up with this cool moniker for the name of the kit. But it got really tiring after a while, guys. I mean, for those of you who are not in the Honda scene, it is really a scene where you can be extremely creative and make something very amazing. And then it used to take months, but within weeks, someone knocks you off. And they don't do the engineering. They don't even understand. They just make a cheaper replica and flood the market. So it's really sad. But it's what happened to me in that world. But yeah, just due to lack of demand is why I discontinued it, I always wanted to put a 911 engine or VW Bug. Do it. People have done it, especially the air-cooled ones, but it will make a fun sleeper. You should really, really do it indeed. Yep. Oh, you like that. So Brusco Cappuccino says the mustard in the back. You have impeccable taste. That's a beautiful long nose right there. It's really, really pretty. I should say long hood, long nose. It's a beautiful classic vehicle. And I'm going to show you guys that in a moment. Like I said, whether you have a classic Porsche 911, whether you have a classic air-cooled, there's also a 356 around there in the corner. You have something that you track. You have a vehicle that is brand new, water-cooled. Even an EV Porsche. This place can service you to no avail. And their prices are fair. They're honest. I've had very good friends of mine who live as far as the Bay come down here to bring a car for service. I'm talking about the South Bay area. I have a good friend of mine who lives out near, almost like towards the ocean, and he passes up a ton of dealerships. He comes here because he's seen how great this service department is and how I've endorsed them, and I've had a great experience with them. Even with alignments, I come here from time to time. It's absolutely fantastic. Cindy said Kyle started at Lockheed. Congratulations. Oh my God, what a great company. Say congratulations to him. What a great. Oh, he's going to do well. He's going to do so well. Cindy, you have to be very, very excited. He's going to do so well, you know. Thank you so much, Southwest King 313. Oh, and going to Button Willow as well. What a great. You know, the first time I road race was at, Willow Springs. But Button Willow is a nice track where I've done a ton of filming. Be careful out there. That last turn is pretty interesting after the S's. But that's if you're going clockwise. So that being said, be careful out there. But I hope he has a lot of fun. What's up, Porsche 1120? Good seeing you indeed. I'm interested in both. Actually, haven't decided yet. You know what's crazy, Agent Campbell? You can do what I did. And here's what I did. You can focus on one. Let's say you focus on ME. You can take a bunch of electives in CECS, in computer engineering, computer science. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. If you're really hardcore, you can do a double major. But by all means, I'll have no chagrin in dabbling in both to see where your affinity really is. So register for mechanical engineering, or if CECS is easier to get into that, but then take electives in other classes. I did that a lot. Even as a chemical engineer, I took a ton of ME electives. And after doing that, I decided, I'd rather be a chemical engineer because I really like that a lot. And I stayed there, but my mechanical side helped me tremendously till today. So by all means, explore it. Let me know what you decide. Good afternoon, Jeffersons. Good seeing you. Thanks for joining. Thank you so much, Hennessy DC2. Yes, Coney Yellows, Super Best Fashion. That was me. I did yellows and blues. Mine was Skunk 2 Shocks with Skunk 2 sleeves. Well, Hennessy DC2, when I did mine, Skunk 2 didn't even exist. I remember when Dave brought that first car, I don't know which part, it was the Integra. It was a road race Integra to our drag race event. So I knew we were part of that whole scene before Skunk 2 even existed. So, yeah, we did some old school stuff. Function and form, 1S's. Wow, senior. That's pretty cool. Have you seen the used Viper market prices? They've gone crazy. Alex is right. West Coast Alex, I saw it. I was like, why did I get rid of mine? It's still nearby. It's still in my name, but I got rid of it. Oh my God. It's bananas. It's great. It's like mid-hundreds now. You could have got it in the 80s and 70s not too long ago. So it's great. It's great indeed, Kavod says, if you get a booster, get the Moderna booster. Pretty much all data showing it has much longer immune response than Pfizer. Thank you, Kavod. That's good to know. Kavod is also a pure engineer. Great guy, very, very enthusiastic engineer who's extremely creative. He's doing a conversion on an old school Corvette. I saw him recently at the event with Holly, the High Voltage Experience in Sonoma. He's been to my facility once as well, so it's always good seeing him. And thank you so much for the input. Appreciate that. Senior Pizza has to go back to work. He says to powder coat some parts for me. Thank you so much. Senior Pizza, back at it. Good seeing you. Thank you for joining indeed. Can we swap out Hondas with a rival EV swap for 10K all in? Not yet. Well, if you have a hookup, you could. I mean, a hookup where people give you pots. But right now, to get batteries that are brand new and that are very stable, and lithium ion as well, not lead acid, that would eat up your entire budget. So, that being said, can you find a motor? Yes, you could. If you want something just to put around, you can probably, I don't like doing that, but you can probably scour through online forums. You can find something from a Nissan Leaf and a very cost-effective open source controller, some used batteries that someone's going to go for cheap, and do the work yourself. You may be able to get there. But if you want to do it properly with a proper BMS or a proper controller, let's say from AEM, a good proper motor, let's say a smaller, just a drive unit, and do a proper wiring and do all the safety protocols in place and proper batteries, it's going to definitely multiply that goal or that budget significantly. So it depends. And if your pay someone to do it, even, wow, 10 grand to be in labor alone, plus, Reading is power, says Singer 79. I agree indeed. If you don't learn something every day, it is a waste. Hennessy DC2, I concur. Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So that being said, guys, let's see here. I'm good. Let's walk around and take a look. Cornbread Customs asking, do you make F22 parts? Yes, I do. So I just posted recently a crazy sale on F22 intake heat shield gaskets. Those went quickly. I still have access to pistons, rods. I have a few crankshafts in stock as well. We have access to clutches, lubricants for breaking in and fill, springs and retainers, camshafts. Cam gears I'm trying to bring back, because those are okay, but I'm trying to get more demand on that. But before much ado, let's walk around. For those of you on YouTube, forgive me, I'm going to exit myself.